So I want to be honest with you. If you want to be able to build your business, and really if you want to be able to earn more money, if you want to be able to help more people, impact more people doing the work that you love, and if you want to be able to have more freedom in your lifestyle as well, I want to help declutter that process because I know it can be confusing when getting started. And in this episode, I'm going to be sharing some things I've never publicly talked about before. I recently got interviewed on the Fit Story TV podcast, and we talked about some really interesting things. I want to share with you is what is the number one success factor for you to be able to build the business and the life that you really want.
Believe in yourself. No one else is going to believe in you. Don't expect anybody else to believe in you. You've got to believe in yourself because you're the one that's got to show up every single day. Whether it's your parents, your siblings, your wife, your husband, your best friend, don't expect them because that's not right of you to expect of them to have to back you up. You're going to have to back yourself up. And if you do that, then I know that you're on the right path.
Now, one of the hardest times of my life was when I had to actually quit personal training. It was a real gut check. It was an ego check because I was climbing the ladder of success, but the ladder was on the wrong wall. And effectively, I got to the point and I figured out that I wasn't living the life that I want, even though I worked so hard and I did everything right and I was a successful personal trainer.
Look, and this is where you've got to prove to yourself. So I'm a big believer that what you do on a day-to-day level casts votes for the identity that you see yourself in each and every day, right? You don't just suddenly become the person that you want to become. Like you've got to craft that person. I'll be perfectly honest. I was having this discussion with my wife actually like last week, and I was thinking about the person that I was when I was living back in Sydney, and I can't actually relate back to that Chris. Like I can't relate back to that Chris. I really try and think back to who that person was, and I really struggle. And my wife was like, "Why? Like, why do you think that is?" And I was like, because I've created who I am right now. I've decided on a day-to-day level, and I've tried like piece by piece wanted to put this together, and it's through the people that you surround yourself with. It's by the people that you listen to, the podcasts, the books, what you read. Like, it's so important. And for me, it was a big pivot point was I was a personal trainer for 8 years in Sydney, and I'd worked through a bunch of big box gyms. It was great. I'd always wanted to try to do more. I had a team of personal trainers working for me, and I'd just gotten married to like the woman of my dreams. We were 24 by the time. I've already bought property. Like business is doing well, but I was just hating life because I saw this white picket fence life forming in front of me, and I was like, I'm going to have a mortgage. I'm going to be working in a job that I'm starting to lose passion for, to be perfectly honest, because I'm just grinding 6 days a week. And my wife had just fallen pregnant with our first child. And I was like, holy shit, what the hell's going on? And then 3 days after we found out that my wife was pregnant, I got an email from a mate that I'd kept bumping into in different courses all over the world. And I had the opportunity to move to Dubai. I remember sitting there on my laptop, and I turned around, and my wife was in the living room next door, and I'll go, Lauren, do you want to move to Dubai? And she goes, yeah. And I was like, sweet. I wrote back to him. I was like, let's jump on a call, let's chat. My dad thought I was dead set joking until the day that I got on the plane. Like they just didn't think that it would actually happen, right? So I sold my house, I sold my car, I gave my clients away, I packed everything up. You talk about burning your ships, I burnt the entire fleet behind me. I got on a plane to go to Dubai. I knew one person over on the other side. My wife was 6 months pregnant, and I had 3 months to get a business up and running and then come back in time for my child's birth. On that plane ride over there, it's like a 14-hour flight from Sydney to Dubai. I reckon about halfway, I just started crying. Like just sat there crying, and I was trying to not like blubber so I wouldn't disturb the woman next to me. I'm pretty sure she knew that I was just like weeping. And I just sat there and cried, and I had to talk myself through it. And I had to be like, this is when you're going to step up right now, Chris, in life. And this is when you have a clear objective and you're going to have to do the work. Skip a few. It took me 3 weeks to get a full book of training of clients. I was able to get the business up and running. I flew back earlier to surprise my wife. she gave birth to our daughter Arlo. Then we all moved over to Dubai. We lived there for a couple of years. I got sick and tired of the personal training game, and I was just completely burnt out. And then we had a discussion that we didn't want to live in Dubai anymore. I wanted to start the online business because I was like, I'm really interested in it. I think I'm good at it, and like, hell, I want to do it. And 3 weeks later, gave all my clients away. We sold everything in Dubai, and we flew to Bali. And that was a few years ago. And now I'm here in Bali running the business.
Now, if you're just getting started, or if you've been in this game for a little while and you're really trying to step up the game, you're wanting to level up and build your business because you want more money, more impact, or more freedom, then a big thing that could be standing in your way is belief. And I want to share with you something that I think is truly a game changer when it comes to belief and what it is that you need to be able to do.
I had no doubt it was going to work. I knew it was going to happen. And you know what's really weird? So I got there and for 3 months I had to get everything up and running. I slept on a mate's couch for 3 months, right? To make sure that I could just get everything to happen. So I slept on a couch for 3 months, and every single night. And so with the time zone difference from say Dubai back to Australia, the only real time that I could be messaging my wife was straight before I went to bed. So it'd be 9, 10 p.m. Dubai time that I would be able to we would have that window together, and I'd be messaging her. And then I'd happily go to sleep every single night on that couch. I would close my eyes and just fall asleep like a baby, wake up, and it was probably because I was so fucking tired from the day to work that I did. But you know what? I remember looking back and I was like, I never once sat there and went, am I doing the right thing? Maybe should I go back? Should I just call it quit? That never went through my head. And I don't know if it's because I'm a little bit weird, but I was just no, this is what is going to happen. And I'm going to run through walls to make this happen. And it's also because look, there was a lot of pressure looking back onto me. It was I had a wife and a child coming for me to be able to perform right now. And you do what you got to do. You don't need to tread on eggshells about it and be a snowflake. You just do the work.
Now, a lot of people have goals such as I want to earn $100,000 a year, or I want to become $1 million coach, and all these things are great. But to be perfectly honest, this is something that I stopped focusing on at the start of this year, and it has really been a game changer for me. And it really comes down to not so much focusing on goals, but really focusing on the systems. And I want to share with you deeper what it is when it comes to this.
At the start of the year, I thought I'd run a bit of an experiment, and I was like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm not going to write goals down. And I was like, I read another really good book, How to Fail at Almost Everything and Still Win Big by Scott Adams, the guy really good book. He says it in this book, goals are for losers, systems are for winners. And I was like, I totally get that. That resonates with me right now. So at the start of the year, I'm like, I'm not writing goals down. And all I wrote down was, I am. And I said, I'm a filmmaker. I am an artist. I am a CEO of a 8-figure business. I wrote a bunch of I ams, right? And I'm like, I'm just going to live my life as that person. And I'm not going to be this is the exact thing. And you know what? It's been brilliant. It's been so good.
I hope you enjoyed this, and if you enjoy listening to a podcast, go and tune in and subscribe to The Chris Dufay Show. I'm slightly biased, but I think it's pretty good, and we talk about everything about how you can truly build the life and the business that you really want. So go and tune into wherever you listen to podcasts, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next episode. Now, this is where I want to make sure that you get the most out of being here, and I want to hear from you. So if you've enjoyed this episode, click like, and make sure I can send you the new episodes each and every week. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. Also, I really want to make sure that I'm giving you exactly what you need. So comment below. I want to know what you're going to take away from this episode. And the best conversations after every episode always happen in the Breaking Success Tribe. I'll pop a link below for you to join the free group so you get access to the guides, the live streams. I'm in there answering your questions personally each and every day. Plus you get all the episodes as well. So thank you so much for being here and joining us. I'm really looking forward to seeing you in the next episode.